What's up, y'all? My name is Sahara, and welcome back to the Sims 4 Completion Chronicles. So, we're back from vacation. Super excited to be back with our girl Brooke here. Um, but I'm having to do this as a secondary voiceover recording today because, came back and, nobody's been in my office. I turned my computer on and things like that, and forgot to check and see if my son's been playing with my headphones because I didn't think he had really been in here messing with them. Well, guess what he did? He muted me. Again, so I did all these great voiceovers and things like that on this video and didn't get a lick of them. So here we are. I'm watching myself play The Sims. But it's been pretty standard so far, just kind of taking care of needs, doing all the basic things we have to do in order to survive. Now, one thing that I need to get through while she's just brushing her teeth and washing her hands and then eating applesauce after she brushes her teeth, which sounds so disgusting. But anyway, one thing is that we bought a house. We've gotten a house, and it's super exciting. And our house actually sold while we were on vacation, so that's good. But that does mean that things are going to be a little different as far as the recording schedule coming up here in the next little bit. I am probably going to be doing some pre-recording because there is the potential that for 2 weeks I'm going to be living with my mother-in-law and father-in-law while our new house is, getting ready and we get ready to close. So, but it's going to be okay because right now we're on a mission with Brooke, and that is to get Brooke not only a date because we know how she is, but to also get her improving in her career. So I actually just had her call her former nanny because the nanny, while I find it a little disturbing that the nanny wants to be, involved in her life so much, it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what, why throw away a good thing? Like, The Sims is all about, especially with these challenges and stuff, The Sims is all about us, like kissing 10 people, and I think the next step is like have 8 boyfriends or girlfriends. Oh, and then we got promoted, so that was good. So I was like, why throw away a good thing? If he wants to be a creeper and date somebody that he's known since they were literally born, then I don't see why we wouldn't go there. And here is where, obviously we met Julian last time and, kind of started that. Well, I found out that Rohan, which is another one of my neighbors, I was like, you know what, we could go for that. We could go for a little Rohan. He's kind of cute. I love a man bun. So, I decided, you know what, let's form a group because then I can be like, hey, go over here. Because sometimes, like, you can be like, invite into the apartment. And then other times it's like, not an option. And then they just stand there and, I hate it. So I just decided we're going to form a group. Because I did not want Julian in here because, like I said, I know that the last step is like have 8 boyfriends or girlfriends or 10 or some crazy number. I was like, we don't need to be ticking them off yet. We need to have our friends, our romantic entanglements stay separate for the time being. So, alright. Alright, then I kept getting all these notifications of people, like, wanting to be... Oh, and then I found out he was on flirting. But all these notifications of people wanting her to change careers, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm busy. Alright, so... She's gonna keep talking to our friend here. Yeah, oh, talking about underwear. And then there was Julian wanting to go out on a date. Now, she must be, she must make quite the impression on these, gentlemen callers and these lovely ladies because they all want to go on dates with her, and you will see what I mean momentarily. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a little side countdown. So there's one. We found out that he was a slob, which I was like, ugh, I don't know, because I do have the risky woohoo mod going on, and like I've said, I think it'll be hilarious if she gets pregnant. And I know I can use MC Command Center, but like, what if she gets pregnant and we don't know who the dad or the mom is? Because that sounds like something that would happen to her. Like, she had a rough little bit there with her parents dying and her cat and everything, and it just, she lost her house, and just, she had a rough go of it. So we're just letting her act out through that, like letting her get all of her issues out. And this is one of the ways. She actually has a decent voice for somebody who's never really worked on that. Got that kiss. Good for you, girl. Proud of you.
Freak.
I don't understand what he's doing. This is when I got closer to him and was like, I haven't actually looked at his face truly. Like, is he gonna give us like a decent looking child if he is the potential suitor? I don't know. But again, I do think that would be hysterical if, you know, she just got pregnant randomly from one of these things and we weren't 100% sure. Now, obviously, if she only woohoos with one particular person that day, we will know who the parent is. But, I don't know. I think it would be really funny if we just, like, sped through a bunch of them and just see who we ended up with. And plus, I would like for her to be around a little more for her child's upbringing, only because there's only one child in the next generation. And they end up having a little bit of a strained relationship, almost. Like, you know, the Rose generation's not particularly bad to them, but just kind of distracted and more focused on what they want versus what the child wants. And so I think that would be interesting to play out. I feel like we waited for a long time to get our little Brooke here. So I think that if we could get the next generation, which I remember right, the next generation is yellow. If we could get the yellow generation, it would be really, really good. So, of course, you know, gotta get the smooches, gotta get them all. I don't take all the pictures because you're gonna see in just a minute. It's just a lot. It's just a lot in this one. So I was like, well, while we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of one other thing. And then, so they're enjoying that idea, and then he just leaves. But Julian comes out into the hallway, and I'm like, well, her fun is really low, so like, then it gave the option to cheer up, and I'm like, try to cheer him up. Oh, I can cheer you up. Hey, bae. It's a good thing she's so cute, because like, honestly, I don't think she would be able to get away with the things she gets away with if she wasn't so stinking cute. Alright, so, and then, just as I'm about to really cheer him up, Rohan comes out into the hallway, and I'm like, well, dang, what do I do now? So I let her go and eat. And then he's just talking to himself. Come on, finish up. Alright, and then we'll have her come over here, and I decided, you know what, no, we're not going to do this with Julian tonight. We're going to call over the OG, our girl, Alice. We're going to call her over, and we're going to say, hey girl, want to come inside? Want to see my new apartment? It's not as nice as my old house, but like, it's pretty empty. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have the important thing that we need. That's gross. I'm sorry. That's so gross. I never really play Sims that are like this, you know, like, they're always like super career driven, or, you know, like they might have a you know, wild few hot minute, but like they're not this wild. Like, she literally just, you know, did the thing with Alice while Julian was in her bathroom. and another one that she's trying to get with is out in the hallway. Like, I don't understand. It's a lot. It's a lot to process. Um, but yeah. And then I talked about, like, has anybody else noticed this? Like, comment below. Have you noticed that every single, like, generated sim in the last few patches has this stinking lump of clay? They all have it. It's so ridiculous. I don't understand. Like, I don't know what changed. That item's been in the game for a minute now. Like, why is it all of a sudden that all of them have it? I don't understand. So we played the lottery. Then I realized, oh crap, she needs to go to the bathroom and she doesn't have a toilet. So I was like, well, we got enough money. I usually like to save up for the thousands, but I went and bought her a toilet. The cheapest one because it's all we could afford. So she's gonna go and deal with that. It's gonna be pretty great. And then I was like, you know what, we could go ahead and take care of a few of our needs because I forgot before this point that Harvest Fest was the next day, and I was like, well, maybe we can take care of our needs and then we'll be really ready to go when we go to work the next day. So she's just gonna stand. That's, I mean, like, if that's not poor, like, freshly out of college student, like, I just don't know what is. Like, I've stood many times in front of my fridge back in the day eating my food because it was like, I mean, I could go sit on my couch, but then I have to clean it up, or I could just stand here because in my apartment, my old apartment, the sink was right beside the fridge, so it was like if I stand here, I don't have to make all the trips. Is anybody else that lazy, or is it just me? Just me? Oh, okay. Well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, also, I don't know where Baloo went. He's not run away. I double checked that. But like he's an adventurous boy. He's a roaming boy, and he's just gonna enjoy his life, I guess. It's pretty chill, pretty mellow. All right, Harvest Fest, which I love Harvest Fest. I wish we'd had some more money to be able to like actually do something with Harvest Fest. That would have been great, but unfortunately we didn't. So we just kind of had to make do with what we had. So have her give all of them a toy because that's necessary, you know. I think you should try it. And then that ticked off one of them, which I'm like, why did that tick you off, my dude? You got a toy. That's so fun. But he apparently did not approve of getting a toy, so he's too good for it, I guess. Alright, and then I made the other one happy, which was good. So then, just again, taking care of needs, because that's kind of where we're at right now. Oh, and then she tries to plead, and I was like, okay, this could be very good or very bad, and it was very, very bad. And of course, I had to get a picture of it, and it was great. Alright, so had her do that, and then I was like, you know what, I don't want to kill her, so I'm not gonna plead for forgiveness again. He can just go around breaking stuff and it'll be alright because I made two of them happy. Alright, so this is when she kind of glitched out of, you know, for a second, and then she was like, oh yeah, that's what I was doing, I was eating. So I let her eat her chips, and then I was like, you know what, since we're not going to work today, what we should do is get as many people as we can together and, you know, take care of some stuff. So that's when I decided I'm going to start calling over people, and that's when I realized Rohan became an elder yesterday, before we could do the deed. So I thought, you know what would be really funny? If we invited him over and, you know, we enjoyed ourselves. And that's when I positive, what if he died? Like, I'm not going to actively try to kill him, but like, I've seen Sims randomly die after one instance of woohoo because they were already overtired or already had some a different emotion thing going on. So I was like, well, you know, I'm not going to try to actively kill him because I don't want Brooke to be a murderer. But that being said, if it happened, it would be pretty ding dang hilarious. So I'm sorry I keep yawning, y'all. Woo. Alright. So I let them enjoy themselves. And then my neighbors next door decided to compete with us, which really kind of ticked me off as a player because it's like, Julian, hi, you live right next door to a girl that you mess around with quite
Roy,
frequently.
Roy,
So, what's your deal?
Pondo,
Um, but I guess
Pondo,
they're not exclusive. Alright, so then I was like, well, you know what would be really
Vitor,
funny if we stole him from whoever he's
Vitor,
with right now
Sansa,
and enjoyed that.
Sansa,
And then I realized that, oh
Radish,
my god, he got that
Radish.
stupid ball of clay out again. Why? Why do they all have that? That said, I thought it would be really funny if we did take Julian away from his people and we enjoyed a little fun ourselves. So I did a little chatting with him, a little talking. Again, I clicked on the send home button, but I think he like glitched into the matrix, so I reset him. And then I was like, get out of here. Why are you still here? Go away. Yay. Then he opted to leave, so then I was like, well, you know what? Julian, you sound wonderful. And then I was like, Julian, let's go show whoever you were with just a second ago how loud and rowdy things can get. And like nobody's banging on the door. Rohan comes out here and checks his mail. He's standing right there. I'm like, there is no way. If these walls are that thin that I'm hearing literally everything going on in the other apartments, there's no way he didn't hear that. But apparently he's choosing to ignore it. He thinks that we're good people. Well, he's wrong. So then I was like, okay, well, who are we shopping for now? So I found us another gentleman. Um, and then I invited him over. I was like, let's start casual. You know, we'll share the hardest spirit with him. Like it'll be a good time. So then I was like, well, we'll take care of some needs, clean ourselves up. And then Tina wanted me to donate money. I was like, nah, don't. And then I was like, we'll just mix in some flirts in there too, so try to get him in the mood. Alright, and then this is when I realized at 8 that kissing hands counts. Never knew that. Good to know for future reference if I ever play through the serial romantic again. Okay. And then Alice called, and if you can't read this, Alice is saying, can she give my number to a friend of hers who's heard she's I'm a catch. And I was like, I mean, I'm your girlfriend, but like, if you want to give my number to somebody, like, you want to have an open relationship, I mean, I guess Brooke's on board with that. So she's still getting her flirt on, enjoying herself, giving lots of roses, and then goes in for the kiss. And this is when I started to notice that a lot of her suitors, whether they be male or female, or ones that she has shown interest in, have red hair. If that isn't just, I mean, that's weird, because she's not only got red hair herself, but, she's the Rose generation, so that to me is really funny. Alright, so, anyway, I'm just letting them do their little flirt. They're gonna go have a little fun together. Then I was like, alright, then we need to take care of our needs, because we have really crappy stuff, so our needs go down really, really fast. And then I was like, well, we're going to have some seed packets that we can open, which means we're going to be able to have some food, which is really exciting. And then I was like, okay, there's the second one, asking me for a date. And then I was like, or we can just sell all of the stuff that we get out of the seed packets and have some money to be able to actually do something for a change. So, she's doing that. He leaves. Alright, I'm counting as the third because this is the person who I'm assuming the phone number was given to. So I'm counting this as the third person asking her out. So 3, that's not too shabby. Alright, and then I was like, who can I call over? So then I think this is when I went for the nanny. I was like, you know what? If we're gonna be weird and we're gonna go for it, let's go all the way. Let's be weird about it, and let's invite the nanny over. So she's gonna finish eating. She's gonna finish eating. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Here he comes. He's here.
Bossa move, Nerf. Bossa
She adds him
move,
to the
Nerf.
group because that's what we're doing now. Alright, and then
Schooner.
telling an
Schooner.
engaging story. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Like, we've got a good relationship with this guy. Let's just see what happens. Ask him a risque question. And he did not like that. He was like, okay, I know that you're grown and we're both consenting adults, but that's still a little strange. So I was like, okay, cool. Back off and we'll just have a little fun. We'll just chat, talk about life. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that in this game, just having a conversation and going through certain things helps raise your charisma skill, which is, one of the things she has to have for her job. So I was like, so we'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll raise our relationship enough so that he is comfortable enough for us to pursue a romantic entanglement while also raising our charisma skill a little bit. So then once we got a little higher up, I was like, okay, now I feel confident. Let's try again. So I had her start laying down the flutes.
Jossa. Jossa. Oh,
It's still really weird to me, especially with how excited he is about all this. But yeah, just oh, sorry about that. Sorry you had to hear that noise. Oy vey, computer, calm down. All right, so anyway, just had her kind of flirting, giving him his phone number and things like that.
Burrow. Burrow.
Alright, she's finally getting that done.
Ooh. Ooh.
Sorry about that. My my 4-year-old decided to bust up in here. He was like, "I want to watch." I'm like, "You can watch it when I post it in a few minutes." Oh my goodness. Oh, anyway, so she, did the thing with the nanny, which is still very disgusting, and we finished Harvest Fest, and it was awful. But now we have things to sell. So now I was like, okay, well, what we could do is go ahead and have a little area that's a little dining area. So I was like, well, we could put it right here in front of this nice little window area. So I moved some of the extra seed packets out of the way, and I was like, let's do it. Let's go ahead and get us a nice little dining area set up. So then I kind of started looking through things, and I was like, well, we could put a long table. That would be fun. But then I realized, and I'm gonna put it in here. But I realized, because I love the eco lifestyle items, they're so good. But I realized that even if I did that, there would be room for 2 chairs. That's not enough. Eventually, she's gonna have somebody here that she's married to when she's an elder, and she's gonna have a child, and they are gonna need at least 3 seats. So I was like, well, maybe we could go for a little circle table and just put it up against the wall. And then I was like, well, they really should put more circle tables in this game. They're very specific, whereas I think they could just go for a nice circle table and it would be fine. So I got him some chairs, again sticking with the black, because I think again she seems to really like the more black that goes with the red. I think that really fits her aesthetic. So then I picked these because I never use these pendant lights, even though I think they're so pretty. I went with a basic color for now. I might change them later once I decide like what the rest of the room's gonna look like. If I'm going with the red or if I'm going with a different shade, I don't know. So I just went with a basic shade for now. And then of course I picked one of my favorite items from Eco Lifestyle, and I think this is one of everybody's favorite items. I know Vixella talks about this item a lot, and it pops up in a lot of like Kayla's builds and things like that. So it must be a favorite. I love it. I think it's great. So then I'm kind of looking at curtains. I knew I wanted to keep this big middle window very open because I thought, you know, why wouldn't you have that open? You have a great view of the downstairs area. Like you can see that little like town center, the town square where all the events and stuff happen. So I didn't want to close that off, but I didn't know if I could make it look right with just curtains on the side. So I kind of am playing with that for a minute. And you know, curtains are not something that I really do all that much. I have like 2 or 3 that I really like, and I just stick with those, like, because I know they look good in like the houses that I build. But yeah, so I just decided for a few minutes, like, I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna see what I can find. But I ended up not going with it because it's just not my thing. So now I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I've got a little extra money, so we need to get a rug. And what I end up doing here is using the circular rug. I love that circular rug because it's pretty standard. But I do make it larger. And I did use move objects, which you'll see me kind of fudge up and then I fix it. I did use move objects and I kind of cheat it through the wall a little bit, which is not a huge deal in the apartment because, like, unless you're at an exact angle, you don't see it. But also, like, in the apartments, do you ever play with the walls completely down? No, I don't. So, you know, I just was like, whatever, it can be a little glitchy, nobody's gonna see it anyway. And then I had $300 left, so I bought us a shower because now we don't have to brush our teeth and, you know, wash our hands every 5 seconds to try and get our hygiene up. So anyway, just letting her kind of take care of her needs. Then I was like, okay, well, we can go take a shower because we have one of those now, which is great. So I had her go do that. And I was like, you know what, we'll finish up our day by you know, going to work and all that. I still haven't seen the cat. I have no idea where the cat went. But I haven't gotten a notification that he's run away, so I'm not gonna argue with it. Okay, so she went and took care of that. I had her go and take care of eating something, and then this is when I realized that I was like, crackers, I don't think she works today. And this is when she went downstairs, and like, have y'all ever done this in city living where it's like, your sim goes downstairs, but you can't get to them? Like, no matter what I tried, no matter where I put my mouse, no matter if I double clicked on her or anything like that, it never took me to her. And I was like, this is so bizarre. I don't understand exactly why I can't get to her. And she's down here talking to this person with this green mask on who's really just ticked off at the world. So I was like, what do I do? So I just decided to let her enjoy her. I think she had a sandwich. So I was just like, whatever, I'll just let her have her sandwich and she can just live her best life. But then when she gets finished, she can open up some of these seed packets and we can get some more stuff so we can sell things and have money. And then I was like, well, who do I invite over? And then I got to looking at little Reginald, and like I said, I love me a man bun. I think they look really good on a lot of the Sims. So I called and I was like, well, you want to come over? Want to have a little date in my house? I mean, it's not the greatest house in the world, but like, it'll do. So I had that, and then he agreed, which was great. So he went upstairs. I immediately was like, okay, add him to a group. Oh yeah, yeah, I clicked on the wrong one, didn't I? Yep. Form a group. Alright, add to a group. Click, click. Then I said go here. So then they went there together. Alright, and then she comes back. So then I was like, you know what? Let's go sell all this stuff and just see if we get anything worthwhile or any, decent money. And then I was like, no, don't sell our gravestones because they're our family and we love them. But we did get enough money to be able to kind of pay our bills again, so that's something. So I decided, you know what, we'll go ahead and just get a little flirting or getting a little talking. Now he kind of resisted her for a little bit, like, she would throw down a flirt and he'd be like, nah, I'm good, I'm not feeling that, which was really weird, because usually this is like super easy in The Sims. But then, right in the middle of this, they both get mad. Why are they mad? Because Julian and whoever in his apartment with him are going off again. Oh, there's another person wanting me to be a different career, so. But then I was like, no, we're not doing this. So she goes over there, and this time, instead of just seducing him and taking him away from his partner, she's gonna tell him, hey, I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate this at all. And he accepted that, and I was like, I'm really proud of you, like, good for you. Alright. And then now that he was, she was angry, now she's tense because she's been eating a lot of, like, cheap food. And I was like, alright, let's just start over. Let's do the basic, like, let's improve our relationship. Which then I was dumb and clicked on ask for a small loan, and yes, I did that on purpose. Because I was like, that's funny, like, what if that's the way we make our money in this race? We just ask for money from everybody. There's another person asking her for a date. So, had her go ahead and do that. And now they're kind of arguing, which was really weird. And I accidentally clicked on give an apartment key, and I was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I don't want to have to hide. So, unknown caller, do you canoe? And I said, this has got to be a stinking crank call. Which, I mean, I love that they added that in, but it does seem like it happens a lot more than it happens in real life, so, I mean, I don't know. Oh, and then, okay, so this is when he starts accepting the flirts, and I was like, good. Okay, we're on the right track. And he was feeling flirty, so I was like, let's go in. Let's finish up this cycle of trying to make him our friend, and then we'll go in and we'll go hard, and we'll try to really flirt it out with him. Maybe get one more person, and then finish up this third step of being a serial romantic. Which she seems to be doing pretty well at. I'll give her that. Finishing up, getting a little flirt. Now she's thinking about kissing him, which is great. So have her finishing up. Right. Single. Good. We try not to break up too many marriages. We do have some standards. And then I was like, you know what? His bar's not super high, but we're gonna go in for it. And then we completed the milestone. Good job. And this is when I was like, oh, we need 8 boyfriends or girlfriends. Well, we know we already have 1, so what if we went for 2? Maybe he'll want to be our boyfriend before we have a little fun. So had him be our boyfriend. Okay. Good job. Right. And then he agreed, and I was shocked. I was like, I did not expect that. But okay. And then, of course, we all know how this ends. And while they were heading to do their business, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I hope you guys are having an awesome day and staying safe. As always, if you have any suggestions, we need to go ahead and start thinking of baby names, boy and girl, that start with the letter C. But anyway, guys, I hope you're being safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.